If you read crime novels like I do, maybe you wonder why a knife was chosen over a pistol. Well, my guest today, Samantha Shu, has just written the third of a series of books, Bloodthirsty, and I'm going to ask her that very question. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
This opening scene is quite gruesome, but also very compelling and really makes you hang in there. She uses a knife, and she gets in there to get her revenge. Why a knife over a gun?
Well, there's a lot of psychological reasons why a woman, especially, would use a knife. A gun is something that's like a far off. It's one of those things that you do from far away. And a lot of times if a woman uses a gun, it's because she wants a man's money, or she'll usually hire someone to use a gun. A knife is up close and personal. She wants revenge. She wants to get her hands bloody. And usually the guy's cheating on her, or he's hurt her in some personal way, and she wants to get in there and take care of business. So profilers can look at what weapon is used and oftentimes figure out a lot about the personality based on that.
So are you telling me that a jilted woman, let's say the man cheated on her, the husband cheated on her, if really she just wants the money, she's more likely to use a gun or hire someone. But if she's really angry and takes it personally, she's going to use a knife.
Absolutely. And she may walk in while he's sleeping and stab him in his sleep.
Ah.
Yeah, or try to catch him with the woman and kill her too. Yeah, there's been a lot of cases of that. It's frightening.
Yeah, no kidding. and is there a difference between, let's say someone does use a knife, as to different types of knives, like a kitchen knife, or would they go buy a knife? I mean, do you also have to study all the different knives as well?
Absolutely. Well, there's military knives, and if someone takes the time to go buy a serrated military brand knife, you probably will assume that they're maybe a little more professional. They've done this before, as opposed to someone that just grabs their butcher knife out of the kitchen block. That's probably more of a crime of opportunity. And you can tell based on the weapon whether this crime has the impact of what it would be. Let's say you commit a murder and you know that you're going to commit that murder. That's first-degree murder. You plan that murder. You go buy a knife. You bring the knife to the crime. That's intent. If you just grab, let's say, a butcher knife out of the kitchen and stab someone in passion, that could be murder too. So the weapon really does play a large role. If you go and buy a weapon, that's murder one. You planned that. So weapons play a huge part, especially at the end, in the end game when you're going to trial. Let's assume that they all get caught.
Yeah. Let's assume. So you've obviously studied a lot about this. How did you get so interested in crime writing?
Well, I started writing crime drama quite a while ago. In fact, in 1997, I wrote my first book, and I stuck it under my bed. And like many writers, I didn't do a whole lot with it. And I met an FBI agent, and I got a little intrigued, and I started using some of her knowledge. And I utilized that really quickly. I ran out of ideas. And when I started writing my second and third book, it occurred to me that I needed some help. So I went back to school and got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and now I'm working on my master's degree in forensic psychology.
And that's why these books are so compelling and detailed, because you have that background. Now, this is the third in a series. Do I need to go read the first two in order to really enjoy this one?
No, not at all. The first two do have reoccurring characters. The first book was written and has been rewritten so that it's a little more up to date. But it has some major characters in it that do replay in the third book, and the second book has major characters that replay, but they're not the major characters. And the storylines are all individual, and they all have to do with a police officer, and a major crime happens, and they solve the crime, and there's a romance, and, you know, it has all of the greatest things that you should have in a novel. So.
And this is the final in this particular series. What's next?
You know, right now I'm writing a book called Criminology and Writing, and I'm taking all of the papers that I've written and all of the interesting things that I've learned throughout school, and I'm putting that together in a compilation, and I'm probably going to sell that either online or I'm going to put together a novel. I haven't really worked out exactly how I'm going to do it. And at the same time, I am going to write a fourth book. in my crime drama. I'm going to utilize the character from my second book, Whispered Dreams, Danielle Devon, who's she's a detective with the FBI. She's an agent with the FBI, and I'm going to continue her story also.
You're writing on how to be a crime writer? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes, absolutely.
And
yes,
there's got to be a big demand for that. People who want to write crime but don't know how to choose the knife, or don't know whether to choose a knife or a gun, because they may be great writers, but they haven't studied this angle. Have you found
right? That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I get asked every day. I have yet to meet one person ever who hasn't found out that I'm a writer and said, "Oh, I have a great idea for a book." And most of the time, they're interested in what I'm interested in. They're interested in writing crime, and I would love to help people. I think that would be a great way to go. And I could speak about it and write about it, and that's my next step.
Oh, I love that idea. So that'll be available, I presume, on your website. And of course, that link is underneath this video right here on my website at Talking Books TV. You're at, I know you have several websites. Tell me which one that you'd like to send people to today.
SammyShuBooks.com. That's the one with my crime drama on it, and it lists certain articles that I'm writing about. There's a database that we're working on so that people know exactly where to go if they want to find out whether they should use a gun or a knife. And right now I'm working on the criminal personality. A little fact that a lot of people don't know that'll get the juices flowing is that the criminal personality of a police officer and a major criminal are basically the same.
Wow. And I guess that most police officers know that.
Yes, they do.
What does that mean exactly, Samantha?
It means that a lot of police officers could have easily gone into crime and they made a better choice. It says a lot about people in law enforcement. They have the strength to bypass that mentality and really make something good out of it. You know, the basic personality type is someone who needs power and needs to control things, a little bit narcissistic, a little bit controlling, and that can turn to crime, or it can turn to great things.
Yeah, isn't that always the way? Our dark sides are usually our gifts.
Absolutely.
It's been great having you here today. People can buy the book by clicking over from Talking Books TV, and of course it's on your website and on Amazon and everywhere great books are sold. Thanks for being a guest on the show.
Sure, thank you, and I look forward to talking to you again.